So we'll start on hand two. Hand two is a nice 3-no trump contract if you can ever find it. But it's not going to happen in any auction that I could see without a real brave North sticking his nose in. Maybe a double here, and then North bidding 3-no trump. But you can't you've got a vulnerable game possible. You've got this remarkable hand, right, where you have 7 clubs and a 4-card spade suit with the ace, and even the king of diamonds, Doubleton, has a chance to be only one loser. So I guess we go on to 4 clubs, and that shows a really strong hand to the robot, but we do have a real strong hand. Right? We're not looking for a lot of cards to cover. So he's got some clubs to go along with our 7, and let's see what we've got. And sure enough, we have the queen of clubs, and he's got one cover card for us, the ace of hearts. Now, what I see sometimes, and what I've done, and what I do, as a matter of fact, one problem in the planning the play is, do I need a simple plan? I mean, is it that direct? Can it be really complicated? And we could get involved in counting points and things like that, counting our losers. But there is a time and place to just simply count how many winners do I have. And this is a good hand for that. Very often, a hand like this is where we can see a long suit. We should be thinking, well, what else do I really need? Right? So here we know that we've got 7 club tricks in our hand. Okay, in our hand there are 7 club winners. Then there's the ace of spades and the ace of hearts. So we have 9 winners, and we only need 2 more. Right? So you can make a plan sort of based on this objective of how can I find 2 more winners. And there's not a whole lot of chances here. One is the king of diamonds. We can lead up at the king of diamonds. If the ace of diamonds is in the right place, we're great. If it's in the wrong place, then we got issues. So that's a chance. But another one occurs to me almost immediately, and that is that I have 2 spades I could ruff. Right, I could win the ace of spades, lose a spade, and then rough out 2 more winners. This works fine so long as we don't get a diamond shift from east. Right? So I don't fool around here. And instead I win the ace of hearts, and I immediately pitch a diamond loser. Now it's impossible for me to lose 2 diamonds. I can only lose 1 diamond. Right? Now I'm going to go ahead and lose my 1 spade. Setting up the opportunity here. Right? We're 4-2, so they've got 7. Hopefully 4-3, because I would really like to rough the 3rd round of spades. I'd like to rough it low. Now, it could be that, there's not that many clubs out. If it turns out that it's 5-2 and West has that, and East has the opportunity to rough here, this is going to hurt, right? I might even try the 7 here. Right? What I'm concerned about is having a high trump left on the second time I rough the spades. So I'm going to go up with the 7, meaning it can beat by the queen or the 8. By the 8. Only, all right, so there's 50% chance that it's not even in his hand. Right? There's also a chance they're breaking 4-3, so it's not going to get roughed at all. But this is about the highest I can afford, right? And when they both follow, now we know they were 4-3, which means this time someone will have the chance to rough in, right? But it doesn't matter to me anymore. Why? Because I got the queen of clubs. Right? So there it was. Now all I have left is my king of diamonds loser. So we can get very complicated in our play, but there is a time and place to simply be straightforward, to keep it simple. I need 2 winners. The spades are my best chance at it. Let's go for it. As beginners and intermediates, as we're learning how to play defense, there's an overemphasis on signaling. I've been saying this for some time. We overemphasize signaling because we don't have the skills, the visualization skills, the counting skills to actually play good defense. So we use signaling, overemphasizing it. Sometimes even playing count signals when we never really know how to even count the cards, right? I think there's a better way to learn defense, and it should start much earlier than it does. This is a good example. This is a spade contract that goes down, should go down, and what it requires is a little visualization, right? And it's not that hard. Sitting third seat here, I have, it's my job to kind of direct the defense. My partner started with a diamond lead, the jack of diamonds. He doesn't have another honor. He probably has the 10, right? It's probably jack 10, either doubleton or jack 10 third. In any event, it doesn't really look like it's a defense in diamonds, right? We are really happy that we got to get our king of diamonds. So we have one trick, and we figure we have the ace of clubs. That's two tricks. So much like when we're a declarer, I am counting my winners, right? King of diamonds, ace of clubs. Do I have any other winners in my hand? Well, the king of spades doesn't seem likely, unless there's a way I can score it on a ruff. That would give me a third trick. So if I could get the king of diamonds, the ace of clubs, and a ruff in hearts, then we can set this contract. Now, coming up with that defense, I have to think, well, is it possible my partner has an entry? I mean, I'm going to need him to lead these hearts before the declarer pulls my king of spades. So I need him to have a heart entry right now. Right? I need him to have the ace of hearts, or possibly even the king of hearts if he happens to duck around to the jack. So the heart lead is what appeals to me. The clubs don't appeal to me, but I know that if my partner does happen to have the king of clubs, then we're going to get it anyways. So my question, right, the little bit of counting we need to do on this hand is it possible he has 4, 5, 6 points? And the answer is yes, right? It's definitely possible. It's not mandated. It's not a certainty by far, right? They went 1 spade, 3 spades, 4 spades. West has 10 points. I have 10 points. That's 20. So if you give East even just a good opening hand, 14 points, right? We're looking at our partner having 5 to 6 points, right? So yeah, it's possible he has a heart entry. Is it possible we can set him up in time? It's going to be difficult. In fact, what we would really need, we visualize just a little further in the future, is what if it's king and ace queen and so? That would be ace queen, 6 points with the jack of diamonds. That's 7. That's definitely on the outside range. Seems unlikely unless East stretched for game. And oftentimes with 1 spade, 3 spades, people have a hard time not going to game. Unless I'm dirt crap awful on my opening hand, I'm going to find a way to get to game somehow. That 9-card trump suit is just too valuable. So it's possible that our partner could have 7 points, ace queen of hearts and the jack of diamonds. So this is not double dummy, right? This is in fact a reasonable analysis of the defense. Right? And if you think of it this way, now we've got the king of diamonds, the ace of clubs, 2 hearts, right, the ace queen, and then a ruff, depending on how the hearts split. So we definitely want to switch to hearts. And we show a doubleton by leading high and then playing low. That's carding, not signaling, right? To the point, at this point in time, we have not made a single signal on this defense. You don't need any signals on this defense. You just needed your partner to have the best case scenario, right? Ace queen. Now, is that unreasonable to look for something, the best case scenario in your partner's hand? Well, not really. I mean, what are you going to do on defense? I mean, you can't take a dim view. You can't take a pessimistic view of the hand. You can't say, oh, well, East probably has 17, 18 points, and we're going to keep the king of diamonds, ace clubs. My partner doesn't have anything. There's no way I can get a ruff. I'll be lucky to hold this to 4. No, that's not a way to play defense. When you play defense, you make assumptions that benefit you. So instead of assuming that East has a big hand, not quite big enough to look for slam, and that means our partner has nothing, that's useless. It doesn't do you any good, right? It does not do the defense any good. Instead, put on your rosy pair of glasses and look for the best scenario. Look for the good scenarios. And here, when you think, well, if he happens to have the ace queen of hearts, then we can actually, or ace king of hearts and too many points, then we can actually get a heart ruff, and we can really set this thing up, right? So switch to a heart, and turns out it is the absolute best scenario. All right, for our third clip here, I'm going to do. There are 3 auctions that I thought could have been done better, and I'm just going to make some comments on those 3 auctions. We'll rip right through them. First board came up, and a lot of people ended up with some wild auctions. This starts off with a heart. Now the wild auction begins if South bids right here. Why do we overcall? And there are 3 reasons to overcall. One is you think it might be your contract, right? This might be our contract. I want to get into the auction. Well, here we have 5, 6, 7 points, a couple of those being jacks. And no, we're not thinking, oh, we must have this. Our partner's a passed hand, and therefore we should get in, right? Maybe we have a spade part score. Well, maybe you do, but that's not a good reason to overcall on this hand. Having 10, 11 points and this spade suit, maybe you're thinking we got a shot and you want again. So reason number 1, we think it's our contract. Reason number 2, we want to get in the way, right? Overcalls can be a little messy. Now, it's not necessarily true against better pairs. Most better pairs will find a way to take your spade bid and turn it into information that they can use successfully. But that would be a reason to bid a spade. Now, it's a much better reason to bid a spade if they open 1 club, right? Because now they got to go to the 2 level to start talking. But here, you're not even taking up space, right? It's like, okay, they obviously weren't going to bid a spade, so you're not getting in the way, right? They weren't going to bid a spade, and if they were going to bid a spade, then you're going to be unhappy you bid them first, right? So getting in the way is not a reason here. So neither reason 1, right, that I want to, I think this could be our contract, or reason 2, right, is that I want to get away, apply here. So the only other reason you want to overcall is to get a lead. Do you want a spade lead on this hand? Absolutely not. With your luck, the ace will be in one hand, the king will be in the other, and they'll only have 2 of them in one of those. One of those honors will be doubleton, and you'll never get a spade. Who knows? But it's definitely not a reason. So the right thing to do on this hand is to pass. And now it comes back to you. Now playing match points here with a 5-card spade suit, you probably throw up the spade bid just to keep the action alive. There's a little bit of a different strategy in playing imps though, which is making a negative score doesn't all the time turn into a good thing for you. It's nice to save over a game, right? If they're suddenly going to be making 620 and you can get out for a negative 200, you're happy as hell, right? But here, they're making 140, right? And could I go down 2? Yeah, I mean, if I offer 3 spades up and and they decide to double me and my partner has nothing, right? we could end up making worse than 140, right? So 140 versus a potentially going down here isn't all that attractive to me, and I would probably pass in imp pairs only. But if you throw in a 3 spade, if you're ever going to bid spades, this is the place to bid them, right? Now this is a balancing overcall and an awfully weak one, but you end up buying it for 3 spades. Right? As it turns out, they can make 170, and all you have to do is bring home this remarkably good fit for down 1 or down 2, right? And you've done well. So don't overcall unless you can meet one of those 3 criteria at least. You want to lead, you want to get in the way, or you think it's your score. The next hand I thought we should look at was the slam hand, board 3. I was very surprised that we didn't have 7 tables in slam. Our partner opens with a spade. We have 5 of them, and we have 7, 12, 19 points. Right? So even if our partner is opening 12, we are in the slam zone. We're in 31 points or so. Not only that, our honors are pretty sweet. Okay, we have king, queen of hearts, right? We have the ace of clubs, so, these are controls in a side suit, and we have half a control in diamonds, right? If the ace of diamonds is in the right place, then we're good there too. So this is a hand where you should immediately be thinking slam. And one good way to do that is to think about, well, what does my partner really need for us to make a slam, right? And if we give him 5 to the queen, or even just 5 to anything, 5 to the jack, the queen's likely to fall, right? Then that's 2 points or 1 point in spades. We'd like him to have the ace of hearts, that's 5. Give him the king of clubs, right? That's 8, and the ace of diamonds, that's 12 points, right? So we know that it's not going to take much, right? Just the right, how about the ace of diamonds, the king of clubs, that's 7, and the queen of spades, right? That's 9, right? And now we have a good chance of just getting out with a heart loser, right? So when we start seeing these perfect sort of minimum hands for a slam, then we know that's where we have to go. All right. Now, the final hand I wanted to look at was sort of a basic auction that I was a little surprised on how it was handled with people getting to the contracts that people reached. All right. So when we start this one, we see that we have 10, 15, 22 points, and it is a balanced hand. Now, I've yammered on before about the no trump ladder, which is that with balanced hands, we have the ability to show very narrow point ranges. For instance, with 12 to 14 points in a balanced hand, you would open a suit and then rebid one no trump. If you have 15 to 17 points, we generally open one no trump. If we have 18 to 19 points in balance, then we start with the suit and bid 2 no trump. With 2021, right, we start with 2 no trump. This system is really good because, as we know, nothing is easier than bidding after your partner has shown the shape of his hand and the amount of points in their hand, right? So here, part of our no trump ladder is that when we hit 22, 23 points, we're going to start with 2 clubs and then bid 2 no trump, right? So this is a bid that is just showing our shape. Okay? It says nothing else. We're a balanced hand, and we have 22, 23 points. And then our partner uses all of the tricks that we've learned to play over no trump, right? So here he's transferring us to hearts, right? He has 5 hearts. We just obey him, right? We limited our hand. Our partner is in control. And then he bids 3 no trump. And as we've learned through statement auctions, since we learned the thing, right? This is saying I have 5 hearts, but I'm otherwise balanced, right? I don't have an extra heart. I don't have shortness anywhere. It's important. This is where I think we're going to play. Either 4 hearts, or 3 no trump. Now, you have no problems here, right? This is an easy decision, right? You have 22 points, 23 points. You don't have 3 hearts. He's denying having 6. So why would we want to choose a 5-2 fit when we've got strong controls and all the other hands, and we can just go for 9? I don't know why we do anything other than pass 3 no trump. And we had exactly 2 hands in no trump. 2 hands in no trump. And this is the obvious contract.